I am Adrianne Haslet-Davis, and I am a marathon survivor, as well as a wife and a daughter and a sister and a friend and a professional ballroom dancer. I didn't become a professional dancer until probably about 4 years ago, and I was lucky enough to find a studio and a life there and go through the audition process and get that. Adam is my wonderful husband of soon-to-be 5 years. He and I met at a good friend of ours' wedding, and we were set up as bridesmaid and groomsmen. He took me by the arm as we exited the rehearsal dinner, walking down the aisle, and said, "My name's Adam. I think we were supposed to meet forever ago." We've been together ever since. He got me from day one. I grew up loving Boston. How could you not? I always had a place in my heart for Boston long before I lived here. And Adam's career being in the Air Force, he moves every 4 years. Shortly after knowing that a move was coming our way, I begged for Boston, and he put it as his first choice, and we got it. And I was ecstatic. Marathon Monday for us was a really happy day. It started out wonderful. We woke up together, which was a new thing. He had just returned from Afghanistan, and it was still a very new thing to have somebody in the house. So it was great just to wake up with him, and we weren't really planning on going to see the marathon. We just wanted to hang out together. We were celebrating the fact that he got back without injury, which was really great. I was trying to look cute for my husband in 5-inch platforms, even though it was Marathon Monday and I could have easily gotten away with wearing sneakers. And I was sore, my feet were tired, and I was complaining, and I was ready to go home. We decided to take another walk around the block and look at the marathon one more time. And as we were walking toward the finish line, a bomb went off. I wrapped my arms around him, underneath his arms, around his chest, and I said, "The next one's gonna hit, the next one's gonna hit," and buried my head in his chest, and it hit. I went into Boston Medical Center, and they took me out of the ambulance on the board, and I was screaming, just screaming that I was a ballroom dancer and that was all I could get out. I remember them saying, "You might have lost your leg." And I said, no, I can't. Like, very matter of fact, no, that's not gonna happen because I'm a dancer, so that's not an option. I remember wheeling into the surgical room and Dr. Kalish introducing himself, and I screamed at him and said that I was a ballroom dancer. "You need to save my foot, and you better have gotten sleep last night because you're about to operate on me."
Marathon Monday is a wonderful day in our family. My wife is a charity runner, so for the first time I took my 9-year-old on the train, and I was turning the corner on Boylston Street and walking up to see my wife finish, and that's when we knew everything in the world had changed.
He experienced what we experienced, and he knew how scary that was, and he got to the hospital fast, and he was very empathetic in that way.
It was very obvious right from the beginning that she was a persistent, motivated person. She wanted to accept what was happening, move forward, and just get to the next step and keep going forward.
He came up to me and he said, "It's important that you know I could not have saved your foot." He said, "I will give you every detail and tell you everything, but it is so important that you know that there's nothing I could have done." And he needed me to understand that. I could see it in his eyes. And I got that. And I knew that he was being honest, and he was telling me the truth, that I could tell that he wanted so desperately to tell me that it was still there.
I think it's a fair assessment that doctors can serve as mentors and coaches to their patients. And I think with Adrianne and with any other patient that suffers just a traumatic event that's life-altering, I think they need someone that can be there, not to put themselves in her shoes and not to know exactly what she's going through, but to say, you're gonna be fine, this is what you should expect, and although it's gonna be difficult, we are gonna get you through this. You're gonna do the bulk of the work, but I'm gonna be there in any way you need me to support you.
When I was leaving Boston Medical Center, he said, you have to promise me, no matter what, no matter any doctor, any surgeon ever that sees you at Spalding or anywhere else, you have to let me take out your stitches, and you have to promise me that. And I said, I promise. And he said, and when you do the marathon, you have to tell me where you are so that I know I can cheer you on. And when you dance, not if, I have to be there. I will always have a special relationship and place in my heart for him. He is an incredible man, and I guess I would just say a huge thank you. I mean, it's impossible to put into words what he really means to both Adam and I. I think that it's crucial that my doctors and my nurses and my caregivers, and too many nurses to name, were not only compassionate, but they took the time to look me in the eye and say, how are you? What's going on? And even when I said I'm okay and I wasn't, they would ask again, and they knew. They truly care. It's not, there isn't a doubt in my mind, it's not just a job for them at all. I'm so thankful for that, and I can't imagine healthcare any other way. It's such a crucial part of making me feel like I'm being taken care of and that I'm not just skipping from appointment to appointment. Hi.
Here's your foot. So stand up for me. Does it hurt?
No, she's standing on her own.
It's about connecting, communicating. Your patient can lean on you, they can ask you, they can need you for something, and you can give that back to them. It's a matter of the overall connectedness from start to finish, not just a little part and parcel that then becomes someone else's problem.
I'm thankful that, you know, there are organizations like the Schwartz Center that are able to come in there and guide and help doctors and teams to be able to really focus on the patient and focus on what they need in their recovery and not just the daily list of tasks.
When I look at her now and I see that she's walking again, she's jogging, she's learning to dance, it doesn't surprise me, knowing what I saw within those first 2 to 3 days of ever meeting her after the incident.
I am absolutely going to continue dancing. I can't imagine my life without dance. I haven't had it yet, and I don't plan to now. And I'm not going to let the events stop me from that. Absolutely not.